So it's 10:31. That's 13 10 toes down on the flip. So give some people a chance to come in before I don't really got nothing to talk about. I'm just gonna let y'all come in the next questions. This is just Chiefing with the Chief on the open channel. Got something to talk about. We're gonna try to limit it to one question per person because I'll be taking up too much time with each person. What's going on, Chief?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Who you think I'm talking to?
I just see me come up. Yes, King, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's on your mind today?
It's a good one. Because I'm based in London.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this whole thing going on now with all the toxic mortgages, and you've got the man them trying to get people to claim for these mortgages, and Parliament have ruled that they're toxic and all this kind of stuff, but no one can get any
That's
money
because
out of them.
fraudulent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about Parliament ruling that they were toxic.
Yeah, so basically Parliament have ruled that they're toxic, and they're basically saying that there's been some underhand play in terms of how they were put together.
They are. It's absolutely correct.
Yeah. So underhand play. So that's why they're saying, well, look, it's underhand play. So they're inviting people to come and claim this money back. But I'm thinking, hang on a minute, is that part of the trap?
Well, on the flip, they're going to be canceling. It sounds like it's consistent with the transfer of power. Because they over there, that's the collapse of the mortgage system altogether.
Yeah.
Right. So if you saying that they doing that over there, we got banks closing over here. It's just two different things from the same thing happening in two different places.
Okay.
Western banking is collapsing. All of them was based on a legal fiction and a constructed fraud.
Yeah, because that's what I've been trying to figure out, because the chap who's basically trying to get these cases through, they threw him out of the system. So what he's done the last 21 years, he's been learning all the old laws, the natural laws, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what he's been quoting. Because everything he's quoting me, I'm saying I've never heard of this stuff. These natural laws and the laws of the tree and the forest.
Yeah. Everything on earth, there's a set of laws to govern it. And we are the ones who's supposed to follow practice the law, intending as caretakers of the earth.
Yeah.
What he doing is finding where the ancients have it written in various places around the world.
Yeah.
We want the law of the forest. If you want to preserve the forest, that you can never legislate the salvation of the forest.
Yeah. That's
you
right.
have to, you have to follow the law of the forest, and if you have the blood ties to the earth and you issue the edict based on the law of the forest, you can say cease and desist on all of the deforestation, and it has to stop.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chain reaction of things that happen before you see it manifest, but it has to stop. And it's not going to stop like slamming on brakes.
Yeah.
It's going to stop more like a plane landing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
So over
what
there, y'all, they fighting the mortgage companies. Now the remedy in law, when that fraud is discovered, the one who is the victim to the fraud is the one entitled to what they call the upper hand in the contract. That means that when they cancel the contract for the fraud, the
yeah.
person that was defrauded has to receive the benefit. This is what they're offering as a payout.
Yeah.
But they also supposed to dispose of the property in the custody of the person that was defrauded with the mortgage that put the lien on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So over there, this is if what you're saying is accurate, then that means that on that side of the pond, the barristers are being systematically choked out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, the barristers are the bookkeepers for the lords.
Yeah.
That's all they do is they really book the ones with the wig on their head. That's the lamb's wool,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they are the cattle to the Lord. They is his livestock. They his what you call his sheep herder dog.
Okay.
Okay, now the banking institutions coming out of Switzerland, different part of the same clan, different rank in hierarchy.
Yeah.
The bankers are the accountants to the lords and those of higher rank.
Okay. So what's this thing with the nobility? Because
The,
what this chap was telling me, he said, look, when you've proved that they've done you a wrong, yeah, once you
mm-hmm.
prove to them, these people have to compensate you to
Yeah,
make the
that's what I
to
was just
make you equal to
yeah,
them.
or make you whole is what it's called.
Yeah, make
Over
yeah.
here
So what
in law, they say make you whole.
okay.
But over there, it's called equity. That's why they say make you equal, because they mean two different things on each side of the pond.
So why is it what I don't understand is why is it different over to your side than what it is over to this side? Because
They
that's
can't
almost like
control us if they had the same consistency across the board around the world. We wouldn't be
okay.
controllable.
Yeah,
You
of
got
course.
to control the herds in small groups. You have to split the herd up.
Yeah.
When they start getting rebellious, you got to take the leader out.
Okay.
Now you can control them for your purposes.
Yeah.
So the royal families is the so-called royal families, I should say. They acting on behalf of some people that don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
All right. These are called the Amun priests. Right. They emerged to usurp Egypt as Hyksos, but they came out of Persia from the land of Babylon, caused the internal conflict when the Pharaoh, one of the women in his harem, was high ranking Persian, right? And so everybody think that the Solomon story, Solomon got tricked by a woman. That's not the case. It's the wisest man in the world gonna always know the difference in the types of women that he associate with.
Yeah.
This was the priests of two different royal families fighting. It's cyclic. It keeps repeating under different clothes over a prolonged period of time until somebody put a stop to it by identifying who's involved in what they're doing.
Yeah.
The only reason the conjure work because we don't know that the spell is there. When you walk the people through the parts of the spell, you begin to break the spell because now the mystery that held you in captivity to the mystery God is resolved in your mind. Now that issue, they can't hold you with that ignorance no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when we know what they doing. So it was two classes of priests fighting. The priest of the Pharaoh's house or Mama's house called the priest of the Aten. And the priest from Babylon, or the moon priests, as what they was called when they first came to Kemet, the priest who was originally priest of Alat, or priestesses of Alat, that was taken into the royal harem, that was bickering with the priestesses of Osset.
Okay.
Right? But they used the sons to fight the wars. Mama's boys.
Okay.
Now it becomes a competition of which mama can raise the boy worthy and strong enough to carry the crown, because heavy is the head that holds the crown. You have to
Yeah.
go through a specific type of training. And if your mama is tied into the earth, she gonna automatically know how to introduce you to the hierarchy and give you the skill set required to go out in the world and be most loved and most respected out of the despised and rejected until you can raise yourself up, master of masters, self-raised masters, right? All these boys get together and they get in a huddle like a football game, right? So they come out with thug life. But that's just a rap branch. Hip hop traces back, right? So these branches that's branching off, every motherfucking branch is another set or military faction.
Okay.
Now, the generals is giving the orders, a general in war, first to bomb, right? Similar to Saddam, sometimes I question the same, like things running for that last vein, stuck in the game. What game? You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. What's the rules? Why they don't give us the rules? Because you got to figure it out.
All right.
The one that figure it out get to change the world. Game of the guys, 101. I'm not saying I'm going to change the world or I'm going to make this happen, but I guarantee you if I keep talking on all this dirt, I'm going to spark the brain that's going to change the world.
So, so what would you say then that the path will be to take? Because obviously I'm part of the system here.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my situation where I had mortgages. They took them away from me. The chap who I'm dealing with said, look, they took those things away from you fraudulently. They shouldn't have done that. They've broken this law, that law, this law, that law.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my right mind to pursue that claim, surely, or not?
If I was you, I would wait on the flip and I'm going to tell you why. This system, all over the world, all of the little subsystems, they socialist system, they communist systems, they republics, they democracies, whatever they want to call them, all of them coming
Yeah.
to an end.
Wow.
When they come to an end, everybody got to get compensated for their shit.
Wow.
You get your whole family inheritance, you might be like, fuck them two houses.
Yeah.
When you get they know who we are. They've been tracking all of us, hoping
Yeah.
we remain perpetually ignorant.
Wow.
Well, that didn't go too well.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna let you out. I'm gonna take in another caller.
Yeah, thank you, God body. One
All
love.
right. Yeah.
Take care.
Peace to y'all.
What's
Peace, God. Peace.
up? Peace, my brother. What's going on?
Ain't nothing. Looking good over there. Where you calling from?
Man, I'm in South Carolina, but I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, you're a Mississippian.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, man. Tuscaloosa, man, and it's so much history for like the Indians and stuff. You know what I mean? You know,
It's named after Chief Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa, exactly. Mean black warrior. You
Yeah,
know?
he was an ass kicker in the Gullah Wars.
Yes, sir.
He was a general.
Yes, sir.
He here now. He here now in physical form. I just don't know exactly which one of the chiefs he is yet, because he ain't. All them old chiefs you read about in the books and that we'd heard about in legends, we all here now.
Right, right, right.
Everybody had to come see and make sure this shit get closed out because they was tired of the cycles.
Fact. For sure, for sure.
So they didn't want to, but they called me.
Oh yeah, brother. Hey, man, you be dropping it. Hey, you be dropping it, brother. I'm talking about bro, you connected so many dots for me, man. You know what I mean? I was kind of like studying a lot. You know what I mean? Like had a whole bunch of information, but it just weren't
Didn't know what you was needed to do with it, how to
right.
use it.
Exactly.
Remember,
And
Pac say, "Let's not be selfish." It's not always about us. Sometimes we got to be unselfish enough to put it out there so somebody else can use it
right,
too. You don't know who you could be helping.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I just wanted to tell you, brother, keep spreading the knowledge, man. Hey, you doing your thing, brother. You connected. You connecting these dots out here for, you know, for the people who didn't really understand what was going on, but you really kind of like put it together for me. You know what I'm saying? For me, and I'm sure a lot of more folks because I follow all your videos and I hear a lot of people saying the same thing. Like, brother, you connecting dots. Like, you connecting the dots. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was on the Israel.
Make sure you make sure you check out Dane Calloway and the other brother, Karimo Ahua, the Rise of the Marukhans on YouTube. They be coming with the receipts,
Right.
same as I do.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple more good channels too. I just don't know them all off the top of my head. Those are some of the ones I've been, supporting for the longest.
Right. I follow Dane Calloway.
Yeah,
Yes.
they be trying to say they don't know what he's talking about, but they don't. They just arguing that his character. They not arguing with his receipts. They
Right.
not saying you wrong and here. Let me show you where.
Right. Yeah.
They feel like that he should be a shoe shuffling, buck dancing, clown ass nigga, and they mad because he ain't.
Cause he ain't right.
So
Facts.
now that means they can't control him. The only person
And,
that can influence what he doing is his wife, and she doing the same thing he doing. So what's she gonna influence him to do?
right. They're a team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team. And the research is his research is real extensive. You know what I'm saying? Like deep.
I
Like
was
he
telling the whole time when you go get the diary of Nat Turner, you
okay.
pick it up on the back. It says novel, and it's in the fiction section of Black History.
Right.
Okay, now the story was so motivating for us. We manifest that energy. This was a well planted seed by somebody who knew how we move.
Right, right, right.
Right. So even though it's a fictitious story, Dr. Clark said a story does not have to be factually true to deliver an important truth to
Right,
posterity.
right, right. It's the message. It's
Right. So the Nat Turner story don't necessarily have to be true, but the essence of what the message that the ancestor that wrote it want to get across, or because they gave all of the credit for all of our work to people that don't look like us. So they accredited the book to a paleface, supposed to be a reporter, but is what you call light codes in the diary of Nat Turner.
okay.
Right. So this in Detroit, we got the Melanic Palace of the Rising Sun.
Right.
It was founded on the light codes extracted from that book. They took the codes out, created the mandala or the symbol to manifest the energy of the ancestor. To tribal conjure.
Right, right.
Those who feel like Nat Turner gonna form into a military brigade on the land. It's gonna be natural. They
Fact.
talk. The book is talking to how you feel, and it ain't talking to your facts. So all of the ones that feel that same energy that Nat Turner had, they're gonna form into a clan. But guess what's gonna happen? They gonna
What
all
that?
take on the eyes of a general. Over time, they gonna start seeing that this, wait a minute, the story not what they told us.
Right.
Right? And then they gonna reorganize, regroup, make alliances with other tribes that's been doing the work longer. It's gonna be natural behind the scenes. We gonna always do this. It's the nature of the clans on the land. We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this: we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed.
It's for real.
When you know
Real.
your culture, you can follow the chiefs across the land without ever being outside your house.
Right.
They'll be sending you back what's called, it's like a ping on the Wind Talker channel,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it'll come in and you would think you just, if you ain't in tune and you ain't been trained by the elder priest, you don't know what you're doing. You think you daydreaming. You're not daydreaming. They talking to you.
Right.
Now, once you can talk to the living telepathically, you automatically can talk to the ancestors spiritually using a higher form of telepathy called clairsentience, right? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, right? But you gotta open your heart and you gotta open your mind. You can't just open one of them, because
Right. Right. Right.
then you're lopsided.
Right.
A Yaldabaoth, a malformed deity.
Yeah, brother. What you think about all the Tupac, all the Keefe D, and the, cause I hear you quote a lot of Tupac. You know what I mean? He was one of the chiefs. And you
Keefe,
know.
yeah, Keefe D is he's what you call a drummer. He
Okay.
gotta keep the story alive.
That
You gotta keep
making a lot.
it. Don't matter whether he right or wrong. It just only matter that his bullshit keeping the story alive. Why is that important? Because when the time come, everybody gonna say the same thing. It was just a script.
Mm-hmm.
You can't send that man to prison. It's just a script. Where the
Right.
body at? Where
Right.
the
Right. Right.
body at? Come on now. Where the body at? Look, it take at least 24 hours to cremate a body,
Facts.
right? It take at least about a shift to do an autopsy, because you gotta get the people ready, then you gotta get the corpse ready. It take about 8 hours, right?
Right.
If you died, okay, now you gotta get from the hospital, even if the morgue in the basement. Let's say the morgue in the basement. But while you in the hospital, it's certain medical protocols you got to go through before they release the body to the coroner because you died in the hospital. This is going to take about anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. Now we starting off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:04 to be exact.
Right.
All right, now by the time they release the body to the coroner's office, it's going to be about 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
All right. Now, this going to be going on in the hospital without nobody else knowing what's going on. All right. Now, they say he got an autopsy. Ain't that what they told us?
Right.
Okay. Now, none of the vitals in the death certificate match none of the vitals on the driver's license, and that's a blatant contradiction right there. It doesn't match.
Right.
You can't be 5'7" and then get on the gurney and be 6'3". You can't weigh
Right.
167 pounds, but then when you get in the morgue, all of a sudden you 230. Even if you swell up, it's not going to change what you weigh because everything that's swelling up is already in you.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay. So now, just looking at it from a first-year law school student perspective. Now, they got to get the body from upstairs. They probably got a cold room, and then they take it from the cold room into the morgue. And then what if it's a body in front of that one? Right? But we're going to say it ain't nobody, and they expressed it.
Right.
Soon as he hit there, they do the autopsy.
Yes, it's a
Right.
celebrity.
Right. So it's like 11 o'clock at night. The autopsy is not going to be done, right? Because it's already 11 o'clock Friday night going into Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now they go in there and they perform the autopsy. Anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. Let's say they started at 12 midnight. 4 a.m., let's say that's the short end of the autopsy. We're going to give them a whole 8 hours.
Fact.
Now we have to cremate the body. It takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to burn the bones.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to go with the short end out of 8 hours. But we ain't even talking about how long is it going to take transport to get there to take them from the morgue to the mortuary to be cremated. We ain't going to even add that time into this. Right? Because we don't know how long it took the coroner to contact the mortuary. Now, all this is time burning on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we in the Saturday morning for the cremation.
Right.
All right. The cremation supposed to be done sometime Saturday, so the ashes could be dumped at 9 a.m. on Sunday. This is like the most coordinated shit you ever seen.
Right.
Right. But what the outlaws say, we thought we was smoking Pac ashes. We found out that was some other bullshit. See, you pay attention. Okay, now when you go back to the pictures from Vegas, right? You got 3 different BMWs with 3 different backgrounds. Why nobody not even asking no questions about that shit? You got the one with the gold rims, the one with the silver rims, and then you got the hatchback.
Right. And the reporter said like right then the reporter was like, Tupac was living and they was taking him to the hospital or whatever. You know what I mean?
Them just some anomalies I wanted to point out for you, because the Keefy D, that's prison coffee. Keefy is prison coffee. It's the cold flip.
Right.
Right? Everybody worried about Keefy D flipping Puffy. Puffy walking around like Teflon Don, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't even address foolishness. But
Right,
Gene Deal
right.
said Puffy came out of Andre Harrell's house and said, I don't give a fuck if Big gotta die. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die. I don't give a fuck if Suge gotta go to jail. Why he ain't say Suge gotta die too? He said Suge go to jail.
Yeah.
Where's Suge supposed to be at? In
Yeah.
jail, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now, it's not, how the fuck this nigga, he a psychic?
Right.
Or is this a plan?
Right.
He either psychic or it's a plan, right? Now, Biggie used to do this thing with his mama where he would lay his stuff out and he would jump out on her and surprise her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only this time he didn't, but he would lay his stuff out to deliver her a message. He was finna do something.
Right.
Because two cops is on the milk box missing. We grew trades to change our description.
Mm-hmm.
You heard a rumor I was dead in the street. Bullshit, I'm in Jamaica getting head on the beach. Right? Now, the only way you can verify any of this, you have to find out who was the oversight. What was their job? Death Row was infiltrated by the feds that was running the COINTELPRO operation in the music industry that produced some shit called the Hip Hop Police. The Hip Hop Police was another branch of what's known as 21 Jump Street. In Chicago, they call them the Jump Street Boys. They look like kids, but they grown motherfuckers that's police. All right, so they go in and they go undercover in the school systems, right? They infiltrating us as early as possible.
Same as the movie, like 21 Jumps, like the.
That's what it's based on.
Right.
It's based on the actual 21 Jump Street off 21st in state in Chicago. There was a mini station over there that they ran the Jump Street operation out of.
Right. Them facts.
So they was pretending to be gangbangers. People don't remember that. Remember, COINTELPRO infiltrating every organization. You think they're gonna leave the streets alone? Okay, so when they come in, we have to have an offensive. We can't just let these motherfuckers run over us. They've been raping us for 400 years, right?
Right.
So we have to find the solution to the problem, and for some reason we keep being told that we ain't supposed to use firearms. We didn't know it was a conjure war in 1905. But around this time, we find it out. The first to discover the conjure being used in the secret societies and try to get it into our community so that we can learn what they was doing to us was Prince Hall and Absalom Jones, founders of the Blue Lodge of Prince Hall Masons.
The Freemasons.
Mm-hmm. The next person come along and figure out what's going on is Noble Drew Ali. When he infiltrated them as Moorish Zionist Jews, all he did was gave the Moorish flag and they stole it to make Morocco a country later on. Ain't no fucking ancient Morocco. That's a
Mm.
narrative given to us by the invaders. The invaders is conquistadors. Kicked out
Okay.
of kicked out of Spain.
Out of Spain, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So we
cause
fighting them in the knowledge game.
I was having a little debate on Facebook with a brother, and he had put up a post about the the Moors from Spain. They was Hebrew Moors. So I like, bro, I mean, I never heard that. Like,
They was Moorish Zionist Jews.
yeah, that's
Emphasis
what I was telling.
on Zionism because the Khazarians, the Sephardians, and the Ashkenazi
Mm-hmm.
are all cat's paw.
Right, right,
Blood shields to protect those bloodlines of those Moorish Zionist Jews. We
right.
supposed to wake up. Remember, Elijah Muhammad said, "Don't wake them up too fast. You wake them up too fast, they gonna tear shit up." Who he talking about? The warring clans.
Mm-hmm.
So when Tukey wake up the Crips, he gonna automatically. When him and Raymond Washington wake up the Crips, it's gonna automatically wake up the Bloods. Two of the biggest
Right,
sets from that land.
right,
They're supposed to protect the land. Tukey come in as a warrior. So
right.
so now you got when we started figuring it out was in the Bay when they was infiltrating the Panthers, we got elders sitting back saying, "Hey man, look, this is what's going on,"
Mm.
and they pulling key people to the side. This is what's
Right,
going on, and now we know we infiltrated. We have to use our tribal code talking style in order to tell the whole story. Because they say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. What is
right.
he saying? They look like us, but they ain't
That,
us. They
that what
don't
I
know who we be. That's the
that what I
dog. That's the old Inca Chief Zolo. They named the hairless dog after the chief.
mm. Right.
Anytime Pac show up, he's showing up. If it's
Yes,
war,
yes, sir.
right? Tupac Amaru, he come up. We know who he is. We don't know we know who he is, but we know who he is,
Hey.
right? And we watching him globe trotting, and he's sleeping on niggas' couch. In the city, he ain't even renting no rooms. For the first couple years, he was sleeping on people's couch. He slept on Breed couch for
Right,
about 7 months while they was making music together,
right, right,
right? Them the Flintstone clan, Buffalo Boys.
right,
Go up there, go up there and Flint and find out what I'm talking about. Them Buffalo Boys. And
mm.
just north of them, you got them old Saginaw Indians. In Saginaw. They still there, same people. They got their own kind of crazy. I used to tell them in the joint, man, I think they had a toxic waste dump that only affected y'all city because y'all all got the same kind of crazy. But that's they clan.
Right,
The
right,
Saginaw Indians clan. That's how they clan is. And when they realized that I could see the clan, then I got all love from them. They couldn't believe it. He actually see the clan out here. Right?
mm.
I had to talk to all of them. I needed to know why certain people was on the land that I don't know who these people is. But when they
Right, right.
present their case, and it wasn't my call. That was Big Mama call. She gave them people the charter. I don't know
Fact.
why but now I know why she gave them the charter. But when I'm first reading this shit, I don't know what the fuck this shit is right here. It's retarded to me. But in the end, it all made sense. It all it was pieces to a puzzle being assembled in my face, behind my back.
Mm. Yeah, man, that's, hey, brother, you be going in, man. Some deep thing. Make a brother had to go back to the drawing board and do some thorough research. You know what I mean? I love it though. Yeah,
That
man.
was the whole challenge, though. See, the
Right,
George Washington challenge was an educational challenge. It was based on the morals and dogma.
right,
If you follow the Moorish compass, don't get stuck to the right or the left. I mean, don't take side in nobody else's opinions.
fact,
The chief
fact.
is naturally hard-headed. If they get that at an early age, you can't conquer them. You got to kill them. You can't conquer them. Their soul is unconquerable. And when you activate it along them lines, you can't conquer them.
Yeah.
They call that raising the straight bump. That's
Okay.
why they was busting our families up and
Mm.
molesting the boys. It was the part of a conjure. It was the Babylonian sex magic, right? To make the women behave in a certain way. All this is written in documents all over the world, but nobody wasn't putting it all together as a big puzzle. That's the only thing
Right.
different that I did.
You,
Unified field theory effect. Step out
mm.
of the creation and look at it from the perspective of the creator, and everything makes perfect sense. It's a big ass game.
Right. Fact. Yeah, bro. Like I said, man, since I've been listening to you, like, talk about Tookie, Larry, who, you know what I mean? Like a lot of, you know what I mean? I think back when I had my daughter, it was in '09. I think that's when they put Tookie on ice. You know what I mean? But the same like month I was having my daughter, and some just told me like, man, nickname your daughter Tookie. So that's why I gave my daughter her nickname Tookie after Tookie Williams. You know what I mean? So
In our culture, that's called dedicating your child to the cause that he was fighting for. He's the patron saint of the ones who work with the iron and the handicap,
mm-hmm.
right? And when you dedicate your child, she probably have the interest in probably helping sick people or something, people that can't walk, or you know what I mean. She'll just naturally gravitate toward it to be a assistant to her namesake.
Right,
So
right.
she'll
She
be
actually always said she wanted to be like a dentist. You know what I mean? Like she wanted to be like, and she's 13 years old right now, and she still say that to the day. You know what I mean? Like she was saying that like when she was
tell her
like
don't
3,
stop
4,
at
5.
it. Tell her don't stop at being a dentist. Be a full blown orthodontist. If you're gonna do it, ain't no sense of stopping at the halfway mark.
Right, right, right. Tell her to
Right?
go ahead.
Get it all.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
stop
man.
at just being the
Mm,
dentist, because that way you could just be a orthodontist tooth cleaner, right?
mm.
But if you're gonna do it, don't think small. That's where we was being capped at.
Right, right.
See, we would tell our child, don't try.
Mm,
That's what the ancestor used to tell the child. Get you a job in the factory. This a
right,
whole new era now, and we got to make these children capable of giving us our great grandchildren 7 generations down the line a better life. How do we do that? Empower them to be their best self. How do you do that? Tell them to let their light shine in the world. Fuck the
facts.
world. Let your light shine. If
Right,
you gonna do it, if that's what your life path is, pursue it with full vigor.
right,
Even if you do it one step at a time, slow and methodical, don't give up. Don't quit when you get at the beginning stages of any profession. Go all the way to the top or don't even do it. Don't waste your potential half-ass and nothing.
Facts.
If
Facts.
you don't do it, don't be no CNA when you can be a nurse practitioner.
Practice, right. For
Right?
sure.
Because the CNA got to clean the shit and wipe their asses, but the nurse practitioner get to write the prescriptions that the RNs give the LPNs to administer to the patient.
Mm,
Shit roll downhill.
right.
Ain't no, don't stop where you right under the cow's ass getting shit on. Because
Right, right.
all you gonna do is get high on mushrooms.
That's right. That's right. For sure. Well, brother, it was good chopping it up with you, man. I definitely appreciate the knowledge, the information. You know.
So for sure, appreciate you coming in, man. I'm gonna let somebody else in now.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right,
Peace.
peace. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
How you
Oh
doing?
my gosh, I'm so excited.
Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Naptown, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, well, okay then.
Yes, yes, yes. I love you, yo. I love you with all my heart, yo. You are the best thing ever since white sliced bread. You are the best. Straight up. You so dope. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a little different.
No. I don't have a question so much as I guess just guidance on how to study your work in an orderly fashion, I guess. Like, I know you always say, when people say, where do we start? And you say, study family business, or you say, study
Family banking.
family banking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something, it's like 4 things that you say study. Can you like say that now?
Well, one is family banking. The reason why you study family banking is because if we're going to receive our wealth back and we want to control our destiny, we have to control our own wealth.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to all be in the financial position, but it's going to come through the oldest matriarch of the family, right? So they know who we are by our motherland. They've been tracing us the whole time. We don't got to figure out shit, but we have to educate ourselves in banking if we want to be able to be functional at being wealthy. Otherwise, we could just stay in poverty, right?
Right.
So when we receive back all of the rights to the everything they tried to steal, but they couldn't steal it because they couldn't carry it nowhere, right? So they couldn't conceal it. It was blatantly, the land was all over. Everything outside that 10 square mile of Washington, D.C. is tribal land. And your contracts is in that 10 square miles of Washington, D.C. with 5 civilized tribes is holding the head of the beast while we get ready to slay this motherfucker. The next thing was the Indigenous Rights Act of the United States, the Indigenous Rights Act of the UN. Because if you read it correctly, it's systematically telling you how to assert your jurisdictional authority from the tribal perspective as the de jure by using your own shit that was in operation prior to the invaders coming. Right? So when you
Indigenous,
read it, it's
hold on
telling
one
you to
quick.
use your
Indigenous Right Act of the United States. and the Indigenous Rights Acts of the UK?
UN, United
UN.
Nations.
Okay. Okay. Say that again. Okay, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to
Okay,
cut you off.
so in there, it clearly tell us to return to our oral tradition. As soon as we do that, we override all of their paperwork. We just got to
Mm-hmm.
put it in the public domain because notice the agent is notice the principal. If it's in a time dated in archivable format, that is sufficient for public notice.
Mm.
Everything I do as a war chief is public notice. That's why everything I do on this had to be out in the public. It had to be
Correct.
accessible for the people to find it. Because
Mm-hmm.
our people got an absolute right to know how we got tricked, who tricked us, why they tricked us, where they came from, how they got here, who brought them here, what was the catalyst, what did we do, what did they tell us we did, right? So when you unravel the puzzle in the public domain, the people see it, it automatically breaks the conjure. It wakes you up from the conjure, but you got to go through a waking up process. And the other thing I said was to read the FEMA document, Continuity of Government, because right on the face of there, it tell you that the tribes is involved in this. Now, only 5 tribes had contracts. It's over
Mm-hmm.
500 and something tribes on the land, or 5,000 and something tribes across the land. Those are classified as outlaw tribes.
Mm.
They call them, what they call them? They got a name for them that didn't sign the treaties. 9 treaty tribes.
Oh, okay.
Now, they got all kind of court records that say the 9 treaty tribes was never supposed to participate in this corporate fiction on this U.S. government, and they was never supposed to advance beyond the Appalachian Mountains.
Mm.
They made an alliance with Spain, and that was the death knell right there. When they merged the Virginia Company and the Northwest Trading Company and made the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, or what they called the Paris Accord, with the Royal Moroccan Company. The Royal Moroccan Company is a corporation, a legal fiction. It is a holding of the Buckingham Palace, right? It's literally called the Royal Moroccan Company. And
Mm-hmm.
they were warring. The Royal Moroccan Company was originally out of Spain, and they were stealing the king from England's booty on the high seas in transition of goods from the Americas back to Europe. All this
Mm.
shit documented. This is not like this ain't no secret
Right.
shit.
This ain't.
This they telling us the story, but we don't know what we looking at. I'm just saying what you're looking at. This is just what you're looking at. Right? And then when you look at it, you say, oh, that's a straight line. Ain't no deviations in that. They made the agreement. It was a ceasefire to stop fighting each other and transporting goods back to Europe and work as an alliance. That's what that was about. And to establish this corporation that's known as the United States.
Mm.
To usurp the Constitution, there had to be a strategy involved.
Okay.
So that's what it
And
was
that
all
FEMA
about.
document, say that one more. The FEMA document is called, say that again.
Continuity of government.
Mm. All right. Yeah. So thank you for going over that information with me again. Because I know it's in so many of your videos. I love you so much. Did I say that already? I said it. My bad. Yeah. So I'm gonna like thank you for that.
You're
Study.
welcome.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. The continuity government document goes over all of the things that's they was okay, so we was at odds with the deep state. The deep state was called the Garden Plot. It was George Herbert Walker Bush in this time who inherited from George Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
George came in, so George got to go out, and we got to catch him. It's a reverse of the conjure. So when he wrote the Garden Plot had a subsection called Readiness Exercise 84. The George Orwell book, 1984, right? It's talking about a totalitarian government.
Mm-hmm.
Trump was talking about the wall because he knew that by talking about the wall, somebody was going to bring up Operation Cable Cutter, which is a subsection of readiness exercise written by George Bush's generals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to make the chiefs start mobilizing to expose this garden plot to the general public, right? So Trump started screaming about the wall because that's the cue, pun intended. Q is 17,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which adds up to 8, right? 8 is to be in flight. So we're looking at a series of things being said in the codes that's being delivered through these documents. So we know what they was trying to do, and all we got to do turn about is fair play. Use everything they was using against us, so we seize FEMA. We use the military to seize FEMA. Military intelligence is giving us strategical support in the background, right? So we got 50 retired generals from the military, but you got 50 chiefs that's boots on the ground at least.
Mm-hmm.
There's major chiefs that was written about in the history books that came back to close this shit out. But at the same time, we still got 21 L's that wore fezzes that left their fezzes in the George Washington Memorial Museum. I want to see these motherfuckers come get them. And that was also scalping them. When they took our feathers, our big mama said, "No, y'all can't keep the feathers. We'll just put them up.
Yeah.
But you niggas can leave them motherfucking cups you got on your head in that cage, in that case right there. And we gonna see which one of us gonna be the smartest at the end of this 200-year shit." Garvey brought an army. He built a whole fucking army to fight these motherfuckers, and then he got into the Prince Hall and seen the codes and was like, "Shit, I can't even do nothing. We got to educate about this motherfucker." And Du Bois had it right. He said the only way out of it is education. Booker T felt like that too, but he wanted us to be more industrious, right? So when Garvey seen he couldn't do nothing, all he can do now is draw out the enemy. So he went to talking that Black Star Line back to Africa. That's all coded shit. He's saying back to Africa, but all his people is pointing to the Pacific. Make it make sense. We got 30 seconds, sweetie.
All right. Well, I thank you for that food for thought. I appreciate you, your energy, your time, everything that you do. You are beautiful.
Thank you sweetie. I
And
appreciate it.
I appreciate you. That's
All
it.
right.
Thank you.